There is truly nothing like the new journal feeling. And this is it times 4. Hello my loves, my name is Erin. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, and if you haven't, thank you for clicking on my video. I want to talk about notebooks today, which is really exciting because notebooks are, I think, my favorite variety of stationery. I really don't think it's possible to have too many notebooks. Big shout out to the folks at the Washi Tape Shop who very kindly sent me the exciting items in this box. If anything in this video takes your fancy, there are links directly to the items in the description, and I also have a discount code. Wait, let's put it over here. You can use my code ErinSmith10 to get 10% off anything at the Washi Tape Shop, these journals and their other stuff as well. Those are affiliate links and also an affiliate code, so if you use them, I will make a little bit of money, just so you know. Thanks. I know the Washi Tape Shop as a name might seem a little bit misleading since we're talking about something that's not washi tapes, and if you want to know about washi tapes, I have a whole video of recent washi tapes from the Washi Tape Shop up here that you can watch. Oh my god, how many times am I going to say washi in this video? Probably less than that one. So let's open the box. I know I've got 4 journals in here and they are supremely beautiful. So let's just get this less beautiful box out of the way, shall we? So yes, besides washi tapes, which they sell many of, the Washi Tape Shop also have a range of journals and stamps and ink pads and other stuff like that. I think I might just take out all of the journals and then we can go from there. These little sweeties are the new collection of journals from the Washi Tape Shop. They come in 2 sizes, and I just want to demonstrate, let's do these 2 because color contrast, the size difference here between, this is the large journal and this is the small journal. Just for size reference, this is an A5 journal. This one's actually also from the Washi Tape Shop. It's their Moonbeam garden journal. It also comes in a version with a dark blue cover, so that's A5. This is the large size of the new journal range, and this is the small one. So as compared to a normal A5, I just consider A5 to be like the standard journaling size. I feel like most people reach for one of those. It's a lot smaller. So if you're someone who prefers to have a lot of space on your page, maybe even use a B5 journal, these ones might not be for you, and that's okay. Straight away, I think that's gonna be a bit of a journaling deal breaker for some people. It's actually not a deal breaker for me. I sought out the original size notebook therapy journals because I specifically wanted a smaller than A5 journal for a while. In fact, I actually think it gives them an advantage in terms of portability. If you're someone who likes to take your bullet journal with you, if you take it to school or university or to work or something like that, and it travels a lot with you, then I think having a smaller journal, a lighter journal, is actually a benefit. I will talk a little bit about this one, even though it's not a new release too, just because I have had a lot of experience with this journal. The Washi Tape Shop's A5 Moonbeam Garden Journal was my first journal for this year, 2022, and there's a flip through video up in the corner if you'd like to see all of the ways that I used it, but it's really good because it has the same kind of paper that's in these journals, so I can talk quite extensively and comprehensively about what that paper is and isn't good for. I don't know how well you can see the artwork that's behind me here. These are photos that I took at a beach near where I grew up, and I thought, they're kind of similar vibes, like my style, right? These ones especially. This one may be a little bit less so, but I think I'll still use it. It's gorgeous. So the cover designs respectively are the Sunset Beach bullet journal. It has this gorgeous holographic silver detailing on the front, and of course the holographic page edges, which just really, really pretty. They don't stay looking like that, you know, after you use stuff for a while, and especially if you like to stick things into your journal, then they won't stay looking like that. But when it's new, it's so beautiful to look at. This is the Floating Cloud bullet journal. This lovely aqua blue, again with the silver detailing. So pretty. I like that the elastic closure also matches the colors on the cover. Nice little detail. This one I feel is like the best match to my pictures behind me here. This is the Tranquil Bay bullet journal, beautiful crashing waves, again with the really subtle on this one, the silver detail. All of them have those lovely page edges. This one's called the Phases bullet journal. Amazing witchy vibes, perfect for spooky season. I ordinarily wouldn't reach for a journal that looks like, I'm saying I wouldn't buy a journal that looks like this one. I literally own a journal that kind of looks like this. But when you have these other options, I'm usually more likely to go for something pastel and a little bit less witchy than this, but I love this. I think it's gorgeous. There are another 2 options when you go onto the bullet journals section of their website. One is the Cotton Clouds bullet journal, which is kind of in the vein of these three cuties where it's pastel colors. It's got clouds on the cover. I'm not sure what the embossing, the like silver accents would be on that one, but looks pretty cute. And they also have a fashion sketchbook, which has fashion sketches inside that you can color in. Layer over it with washi tape. That's a big thing, right? People put washi tape over fashion sketches and cut around the edges with a craft knife. That's lovely. Very, very cute. Speaking in US dollars, the large size journals, which are actually, I can tell you the dimensions. The large journals are 18 centimeters by 13 centimeters, 18 centimeters tall, 13 centimeters wide, and they have a width measurement 1.8 centimeters, not quite 2. The large journal size is $26.95 US, or if you want to get it with the gift box, like this, for extra robustness, or, you know, obviously if it's going to be a gift, it's an extra $2, so $28.95 US. The small journal is 14 centimeters by 10.5 centimeters. This is small. This is a small notebook. $21.95 US for the small journal, and there's no option to have this one shipped with a box. Mine also did not come with a box. It just came wrapped in plastic. I always want to put the Twin Peaks meme in there. Calm yourself, Erin. So let me read to you from the blurbs on the website. They say that the journals have been designed with creators in mind, starting with our ultra-thick 120 GSM premium paper for a smooth writing and drawing experience. Now, the use of the words ultra-thick throw me a little bit there, because 120 GSM is not what I consider to be the standard paper weight thickness for bullet journals. If you're not familiar with the concept of GSM and paper thickness, I have a video describing general bullet journal terms, which I'll pop up here, and I also have another one about bleeding and ghosting, which goes into it with some demonstrations and stuff, so links to those in the description as well, so you can find them. But for now, just the higher the number, the thicker the paper, right? So 160 GSM, which is what you'll find in Archer and Olive and Notebook Therapy notebooks, is a thick paper. This is not a thin paper. You get like an 80 GSM in maybe a cheaper notebook from your local craft shop or whatever. So 120 GSM is kind of smack in the middle. I actually really like 120 GSM paper, and I really like that the Washi Tape Shop journals don't have a bright white. I am that weirdo who prefers my pages to be a little bit off-white, slightly creamier, because I just find the contrast, especially if you're using warm-toned ephemera papers and stickers and stuff like that, if you're going for a vintage kind of feel, the contrast between those and a bright white page feels really jarring to me. I didn't always think this way. I used to prefer a bright white page, and then I used this cutie for 6 months, and I got used to having that slightly off-white paper, and I moved into an Archer and Olive journal that I'm using for the second half of 2022, and it's lovely. But it's just too stark, you know? You kind of open the journal and it's really bright, especially if you make bullet journal content. The camera sometimes sees white paper and goes, it's overexposed, and then it tries to go really dark, or like the footage gets really blown out. So easier to photograph, in my humble opinion. The dots are also quite nice and light. Actually, I don't know if it's because of age, because I've had this journal for about a year now, or if they're just using a very slightly different paper, but I feel like these ones are a little bit more yellow than this, but that may also change over time and use and finger oil and stuff like that. So you get 160 pages in these, which is a pretty standard number of pages. They call it a polyurethane leather cover, but I don't think it necessarily feels like leather, but it feels like a pretty durable notebook cover. This one I found got kind of dirty, and if I just got an eraser and like colored over it, that was a pretty good fix. But one time my cat sat on my journal and he left some scratches in the front. So, you know, they're not infallible, but I think they hold up to stuff really well. I have noticed that the black one gets fingerprints really easily, especially if your hands are a bit warm, they just kind of like leave some marks on it, but I don't think that's a deal breaker. It just, if you're gonna take pictures of the outside of the journal, you might need to wipe it down first, which is also a problem I've noticed with other black covered notebooks. So it's not exclusive to this one necessarily. Isn't it pretty? I've got candles lit here and the light's dancing off the cover, and it's just really nice. They do all lay flat when opened, which I feel is a pretty standard thing these days for notebooks. You can't really write in them if they don't. And something I love about the Washi Tape Shop journals is that they have 3 ribbon bookmarks inside. How are we doing for focus? Are we doing all right, camera? 3 ribbon bookmarks, and they are all different colors. This one has, actually maybe 2 of them are the same in this one, but usually they're 3 different colors. Let's do this guy, for example. They all match the covers as well. This one has pink, a pale blue and white, which I think is the same as, yeah, the ones that are in this one. Most notebooks you'll find come with 2 ribbon bookmarks, and that's not the end of the world. Like, I guess it's a personal preference thing. I really like having 3 because then I can keep one at the beginning of the journal, at all the stuff that I fill out, you know, month to month. I usually come back and fill things out in trackers at the beginning. You can then keep one on, say, like your tracker page in the month, and then one on your weeklies or whatever. That's how I usually like to do it anyway. And they do also have a little paper pocket at the back so that you can put whatever is helpful to have in a pocket for you at the back. I find I don't really use those pockets, but I also don't want to not have the option to use the pocket, so I like that it's there. So given the portability that we spoke about earlier for this large size journal, this is obviously ultra portable, but I think it's a little bit too small. But one of these 3 journals is going to be my travel journal. It's going to come to Europe with me early next year, and I think I've decided which one it will be, but I also want your input. So I'm going to put a poll on my community page here on YouTube. I'll also put one on my Instagram stories just after this video goes up. So if you want to go and vote on either of those, or you can just tell me in the comments, which one do you think should be my Europe travel journal? Floating Cloud, Phases, and Sunset Beach. Which one do you think it should be? I reserve the right to not go with the majority and just use the one that I want to use, but also I want to know what you guys think would make the best travel journal. So let me know. Can I see myself using one of these for my dedicated bullet journal next year? Maybe. I already have my first bullet journal for the year picked, and I have plans. I haven't started setting it up yet, but I have plans for how I'm going to do it. So maybe for the second half of next year, maybe one of these guys will be the one, or maybe I'll be like, I just can't downsize from an A5. Maybe find other uses for these guys. I have also been getting into watercolor a little bit lately, which is unusual for me, but I got a new watercolor set and I really like it. And I don't know if I did use watercolor in my February setup in this journal, and it went okay. It definitely went better in my Archer and Olive journal on the 160 GSM paper rather than the 120 that's in this. So I don't know if I'd recommend watercolor in these journals necessarily. You can still do it, and people do it on less robust paper as well. So, you know, it's always an option, but I don't know if I would personally. But you aren't going to run into the kind of ghosting and bleeding that you would in an 80 GSM page journal, so it's definitely a step up from the stuff that you can just get at Kmart. I'm not going to jump in and do a pen test or anything because I know how the pages react, because I have spent 6 months on these kinds of pages in this journal. So I wanted to talk a bit about the Moonbeam journal as well, just because it's also lovely and it deserves to be mentioned. I showed it to you in the unboxing video when I first got this, which was all the way back like this time last year, I'm pretty sure. So just like these ones, you've got that polyurethane leather cover, which Mitsu has left scratch marks in. Thanks, kitty. It has a little gold embossed little floral detail on the cover here, which I think is really sweet, and some watercolor around the bottom, very lovely. This one also has 160 pages of 120 GSM paper, and the edges are lined in this lovely apricot, orangey, peachy kind of color, which I think is really sweet. All dotted pages, of course, because every good bullet journal has dotted pages, and I just think dotted pages are superior to every other kind of page that is possible in a notebook. This one also has, as we mentioned, the 3 ribbon bookmarks. I forgot the word ribbon just then, that was interesting. And it has a little pouch at the back. Mine made a noise because I don't really use it. I did put stuff in it sometimes, and then I'd usually forget that it was there, and then I'd be like, where is that sticker sheet? And then 2 months later I'd find it. I used watercolor in February. I used dark markers in January that bled like a little bit through the page, but not so much that I was disappointed in it or anything like that. I'm using my computer screen to give me extra light because it's quite overcast and rainy today. Washi tape, stickers, of course, everything like that is going to hold up just fine in this kind of journal. I also made some Dutch door layouts. The pages were plenty robust enough to hold up to that. Definitely check out the flip through if you want to see everything that it can hold up to. This one doesn't have options for box or no box, it's just one price. It is $31.95 US, and I loved living in this journal. I really enjoyed it. So I can definitely recommend the Washi Tape Shop's notebooks for whatever bullet journaling purpose you like. I also considered these ones as in the running for my reading journal, but I've decided to go with a different one, which that video is coming soon. So if you want to see what I do for my reading journal setup, stay tuned. The Washi Tape Shop offer free international shipping on all orders over $20 US, so even if you just bought one of these journals, it's gonna be free shipping for you. Congrats. Although you could definitely add some washi tapes to your order and you would have zero regrets. I can vouch for that. They also have a 60-day guarantee, so if you don't receive your order within 60 days, you can get in touch with them and they will give you a refund, which is very confidence building. And if you haven't used your items, you can also return them within 14 days if you're not happy. Once again, there are links to all of these lovely things in the description down below, so if you've seen something and you're like, I need that journal in my life right now, I can relate. So jump on those links down below. Once again, they are affiliate links. Also, my discount code, once again, is an affiliate code as well. So if you use those links or my code, I will make a little bit of money if you buy something. And it's no extra cost to you. It just is their way of being like, thanks for telling people about us, which is really nice and I like it. If you haven't already subscribed, I would like to invite you to subscribe and stick around if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. I talk about notebooks and I talk about sometimes washi tapes and pens, and I make plan with me videos and draw in my bullet journal, and it's a fun time. So hang out here with me and we will do all that stuff together, and I'd really like to have you. I'm also on Instagram at erinsmith.art, and I post on stories a lot there, so we can hang and get to know each other a little bit and have a little internet family. It'd be really nice. I'm gonna go put those polls up now about which journal should be my travel journal, so don't forget to weigh in. Tell me which one you think is the best option to come to Europe with me. Until next Monday, my name's Erin. Lovely hanging out with you, and let's talk again about stationery soon, please. I post a new video here on my channel every week, and I also do live streams sometimes setting up my weekly spreads for the month and stuff like that, so stick around and let's hang out some more in the future. I'd really like that. Until next week, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoyed looking at journals with me, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye.